Delivery room, horror show, or miracle of birth?
Miracle of birth.
Both?
Oh, God.
A little bit of both.
I've seen everything.
Ooh,
The delivery room is the most horrible place you could ever be.
Horror show.
Miracle of birth for B.
Loved it. Loved it. Thought it was the most amazing thing I had ever witnessed and been a part of. And I just cried and cried. And his mother, as she was giving birth, vomited all over herself. And I got to hold the baby first, and I was just crying. I was so happy. And I said, look how beautiful this thing we made. And she just wanted to have a towel to clean up. So I think we each had very different experiences in that moment.
I didn't have any complications. I had an epidural, so I was happy. It all worked out, yeah.
Definitely a horror show, and I like horror movies, and this is like not in a good way.
There should be a nice cleaned up baby given to you after, and because otherwise it's just freaky deaky.
Our first was 5 weeks early, so a little scary, but total miracle. I mean, seeing that and being there for that was totally wild. And our second was a kind of a different experience. She came much closer on time, so we had kind of a different experience with her. So yeah, a bit of a horror show though. Afterwards, it's like a scene from Dexter. It's pretty, it's pretty rough.
my sister went through all 3 of her deliveries without drugs, and she said to me, well, I could handle it because I have a much higher threshold for pain than you do. And then I was like, well, game on. So when it came time to deliver, I'm like, I'm holding out. And as soon as the baby came out, I called my sister and I'm like, tell them. And the nurses were like, she did it, no drugs. So that part of it was absolutely horrific, but now I feel like a champion.
My oldest was a C-section, and the the others weren't. I've experienced the gamut, I think. Well, my wife has experienced the gamut, but
It was ridiculous. It was the opposite of miracle of birth. It was a miracle of modern medicine, I guess.
I certainly have a mental image of that probably comes from cartoons of my dad pacing in a waiting room, and then lighting a cigar. I don't think that's how it went down, but certainly it was more all hands on deck in my three experiences.
The C-section wasn't too bad. I think it was very odd to, you have no feeling. My anesthesiologist was actually really great, and he gave me a lot of warning. He said, now, you're numb basically from the ribs downward, so you're going to feel like you're not breathing, but you have to know that you are breathing. So concentrate on the feeling of the air coming in and out of your nose or your mouth, because otherwise you're going to a panic.
It was really kind of a very emotional, but a very good emotional time for us. My husband's adopted, and it was the first time that he was biologically connected to somebody who he knew, and I think that was a really powerful moment for him. And after our son was born, he held him for 45 minutes, and I think, I don't think we could ask for a better kind of father-son bonding time.
He came home from the end of 3rd grade about a month ago, and we threw everything into the garbage because I can't live like that. It's a fire hazard, and we really won't ever want to look at it ever again.